I want to thank you all for being here today. We are so excited. It's bowl week, and we have two amazing teams here to play a great game for you tomorrow. I have the privilege of introducing the coaches. After I introduce them, they're going to say a few remarks, and then they'll be open to taking your questions. So from the visiting team, it is my pleasure to introduce from the Syracuse Orange head coach, Fran Brown.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Ms. Jackie. Appreciate that. First and foremost, I want to thank God for waking myself up this morning, our staff, and all of our players. On behalf of Syracuse, our Chancellor, Severu, our Athletic Director, John Wildhack, we are extremely thankful and happy to be here. This means a lot for us to have an opportunity of playing in such a prestigious bowl game, to play against such a prestigious school, and with a head coach who's an interim right now that I think has done an amazing job. He has some good players that he was able to keep back, and right now, the way the portal going and all those things of that nature, just seeing all the guys and seeing how they were with each other, how they were together the other day when we were at the Navy. We shared a little event together. I was very, very pleased, and I was impressed with the job that he's doing, that staff is doing, and all those players. I was even seeing them yesterday at what was it called, SeaWorld, where we went to SeaWorld and getting to see those guys there yesterday. I'm impressed. I'm thankful we get a chance to go against those guys. I think the quarterback coming in, to pronounce his name, Zevi, I don't want to say the last one name. It's pretty hard. I think it's like Eckhouse, but I thought he did a good job. I watched a lot of film of him back at Bryant, so I was watching film on him the last few days. I thought he did a really good job. The running back, I wrote my own notes down, La-O Pulasi. I think that's how you say his last name, but I think Leo did a real good job throughout the year of just running the ball, getting the opportunity of being able to be in there, run the football. He's done well. I think you guys all know they have some of the better receivers in the country, having the opportunity to go against Kyle, Josh, Carlos, Cooper, the tight end. And then I think on the defensive side of the ball with Tariq, Kyle, and all those guys that they have, I think they do a really good job. We know there'll be a tough football team to play, especially when you have a defensive line guy at heart being a head coach right now. So we know we got our hands full, and we're excited and thankful for the opportunity to play against these guys. And I also want to say happy holidays to all the Syracuse fans, Syracuse alum, and just everyone in the country. Happy holidays.
Thank you, Coach. And now our home team from Washington State. I am proud to introduce head coach Pete Caligas.
Thank you. There's so many thanks and so much to be grateful for. I'd like to thank the Holiday Bowl Committee for giving our young men one of the best experiences. The staff at the Grand Hyatt, the catering service, who's in there setting up breakfast at 4 a.m. so our young men can eat at 7:15 in the morning, sacrificing their time on Christmas morning to provide for us. I want to thank SeaWorld for their time. I want to thank Captain Gary Harrington and the crew on the USS Tripoli for giving us their time on Christmas Eve to walk our men around. I want to thank Coach Brown for the welcoming that he gave us and our team and his staff. There's just so much to be grateful for and so much to be thankful for in this process as we go. And as we've gone through this, I do thank my Heavenly Father for giving me an opportunity to lead, that I'm on my knees before Him, to lead these men in His way, not my way. And that's number one to me. I know we're up against a very, 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 very good opponent. Defensively, 3 down to 4 down with Bates all over the place, rushing the edge and getting after people. The structure they do in the back end, disguising their coverages, they go. I know how fast that ball gets out on the perimeter in the RPO game. That's why they average 397 a game. In the air, they play hard. They're very well coached, and they don't make mistakes. They don't make mistakes. So when you watch them, it's just been fun. Coach, it's been an honor to watch your team and all season long. In every situation, trust me, you do a great job. And so I'd also just like to wish my family back home Merry Christmas to them, the Coug Nation, Merry Christmas. I'd also like to thank Ann McCoy and Ike for giving me this opportunity to, I always say, to lead these men from behind, because what you see tomorrow, it's the men, it's not me. And they deserve all the credit. So thank you very much.
All right, take some questions from the audience. We've got live mics here. Who wants to go first? Give me your name, what your affiliation is, please.
Justin Gershon with the Daily Orange. Just for both coaches, just wonder what you guys think of the current state of college football with the transfer portal and how you guys have sort of dealt with the ins and outs heading into the game on Friday.
I'll go first.
Who wants to go first, Coach?
Going to the ins and outs of the game tomorrow doesn't matter. We are who we are. We have what we have, and that's on both. I know that's for both of us. The state of college football right now, the way it's changed, is with the portal and the NIL. It's a whole different game that we have to adapt to as coaches, and that's where you start to see that relationships are important. And when a staff leaves and guys get into portals, it's because of the relationships that they have garnered with their position coaches. And when that position coach isn't guaranteed he's going to be there, that's who that young man trusts. And I've been doing this for a long time, and what's been hard for me is, I spent 13 years at Wyoming and saw 3 graduating classes, and I remember the young men saying I was the longest tenured coach there, and to see them all the way through. And then when I came to Wazoo my first year, I was their 4th D-line coach. And I always ask the young men the question, how can you ever become your best when the coaching staffs are always changing? Because you don't know, because the process changes, the technique changes. And how can a young man become his best when the coach isn't there all the time? And so as it changes for us, it's about loving the young men and finding the depth of their soul and who they are so you can coach them the way they need to be coached. Because they all have talent, but they need to believe in it. And, so now it's just becoming shorter for us as coaches to grab that young man and to know the depth of their souls, because trust takes time, and it's sacrifice. You're sacrificing time. And the more you can pour into that young man, the faster you can pour him through the recruiting process and gaining that relationship and that trust, which takes time, and knowing who they are as young men so you can coach them the right way and get them to believe in who they are and allow them to know that football's not their identity. Football is not their identity. And when they know who they are as a man, then we as coaches, we just try to catch it. We just try to keep up with them because they're running so fast.
Thank you, Coach. Coach Brown?
Well, that's a good answer that he gave, so all of that's what I'll say.
I like that.
Right. Honestly, so it's twofold to it. I think this gives everyone the opportunity to just adapt. Such as he said, I think you need to adapt. And it's not just the coaches that need to adapt now. I think it comes from an administration level. I think the board of trustees, things of that nature, because it's everyone now, right? Before it used to be, how can we put together and have some of the better looking buildings in the country, because that's what all the kids were trying to go to, where the buildings were. But now, it becomes a different ball game where the kids are going to school now, they're getting NIL, right? So I think NIL is really the forefront of everything. So as long as you have a good NIL plan, you're consistent, you continuously, like he stated, love the players, they understand and they know that you love them. I don't think you'll have too many worries. There'll be a lot of places that are going to offer a whole bunch of money, but I think that there's a lot of kids who are looking for relationships, and the relationships mean more, because long term they'll make more, right? You may have a kid that has an opportunity of going to make $200,000 more. Once you're able to explain to him that in 3 to 4 years that 200 won't mean as much as your signing bonus will be, that 200 won't mean as much as the relationship you'll have, and you already knowing and understanding that you'll have a job, that 200 won't mean as much as that S getting a degree from Syracuse, which is what you're going to college to really do. And then with the game, we just want to play football. I wish we played today. I want to play the game. I'm excited about the game. Practice is everything to me. So, if you've been watching and just seeing, we love practice. But I think this right now, the NIL state and the transfer portal, I'm comfortable with it. Whatever comes, we're going to adapt to it. But it just gives our administration, the coaching staff, the alum, the board of trustees, it gives everyone an opportunity to be on one team and to do what's best for the university so we can move on and not just have to play in this game, which is an amazing bowl game, but I want to play next Wednesday. My goal was to be playing Wednesday, and we fell a little bit short of that. So we're truly thankful that we got to be in such a prestigious Tier 1 bowl. But I want to play next Wednesday, and to be able to do that, we have to adapt and be able to compete in the NIL era to keep guys out of the portal, so they never want to be there with us.
Chris, tell them where you're from, please.
Chris Carlson from Syracuse.com. Fran, Washington State obviously has a lot of guys that went into the portal and are suiting up for them. You have at least one in Anwar and maybe a couple more.
Yeah, I don't think Anwar's standing in the portal. There's certain things too, you know. Guys go in the portal for situations, right? I think all situations are different, right? Can you play here? Cool. If you can play, maybe you can't play here, and you know that you can't play here, and there's a lot of honesty that comes from me, as you know. You listen to me all year long, so I'm gonna tell you if you can or can't play here. But are you adapting to our culture? If you're not adapting to the culture, I'm telling you, you can't play here. So it's a big difference, and I think that Anwar has taken over the last month a role of, okay, I know what I need to do to be the man that I'm supposed to be. And if I do what I'm supposed to do off the field to be the man that I'm supposed to be, then becoming a great football player will be easy, because he obviously has the talent to do that. But it was all the other areas. It was the faith. It was the academically. It was just all those little pieces of making sure that I get it all together the right way and keep going. Sometimes when kids graduate early, they feel they can just kind of ease their way through. Now, the master's degree, you still have to get that. There's still things you have to do. So, and a lot of kids go in the portal because it's not the right fit. Like, I'm not an easy coach. I might be cool. I might could dress the way they dress and things of that nature. But like, there's structure. That's what Dart is. You know, Dart's about being detailed, accountable, relentless, and tough. So sometimes guys go to the portal because this is too tough for them. Sometimes they go to the portal because they can't play. And then there'll be sometimes that I just may say, hey, you should go. And then there's guys that went in the portal, as I told you before. So there was a kid that I didn't want to go, and he didn't feel this was the situation for him. It's a little bit of competitiveness. You know, I'm bringing a lot of tall, fast guys in. I think big people beat little people up. So the more big people we bring in that can run, help us fast, we'll have an opportunity of playing next week, next season.
How do you decide, I'm going to allow you to finish what you want to finish with your team versus you said you don't want to be here and, you know, that's that and you're not welcome anymore?
I'm the number one person that can, unless you go to John Wildhack or Herm, right? If you go to our athletic directors and you go to them and you say, you know, I'm not comfortable, this isn't what I want to do, and you don't spread anything, you go right to who's above myself, or you come to me and you come talk to me like a man if I don't know if this is the right fit for me, I might want to go, then we can sit there and I can probably let you finish out the year. But if you go spreading that through the team and you're becoming a cancer, then I got to get you out right there. Best way to get rid of cancer is to cut it out, right? So just try to make sure that we do that right away. We don't want any cancers on our football team, things of that nature. We run a tight ship where we need all positivity, right? There's too much going on in the world, too much going on in life for us to have a bunch of negative guys on our football team.
Let me. Cougs, go Coug fan.
Dylan Howe with Coug fan. Coach, just to jump into your domain, the defensive line, how are you feeling about the depth going into this game there and your rotations with, you know, your starting defensive tackles not here?
As everyone knows, we lost 3, and David Gusta is not playing because of his ankle. And so feel with the depth, you know, you make changes and you put young men in there that got heart, and they're going to be trained and they're going to fight and they're going to do what they do. And you train them year round, and they always got to be ready. You know, the time has come, and I'm excited to watch these young men play tomorrow. It's, like I said, and that's what's going to be the whole message tonight and tomorrow, is that it's your time to shine. It really is. And so I have 100% faith in the men. When they go on the field, they will execute to their best of their ability, and they will do what they have to do.
Do you have any, Buda Aluka about 45 minutes ago announced a transfer to UW, obviously arch rival of Washington State. Is he
Can
playing?
I just say no comment to that? Thank you very much.
Okay, changing the subject. Sam in the back. Can you yell, Sam?
Yes, okay. Happy holidays, special Coach Brown. Anything that you can say at this time about whether or not you and the university are exploring Kyle McCord coming back for another year and where they're at in that process?
You listen to this man talk over there? he's extremely tough. I'm focused on trying to go out and get a W against them the same way he's doing that. So I think the NCAA is closed right now, and I think they're on a holiday break also. So we don't have anything really to know about that or to say about that. We just focused on trying to play against a tough football team. So when that comes out, you'll be the first to know.
Todd Strain, NBC, right there.
Lighten it up a little here.
Thank you, Todd, for doing that. I was going to try to be funny, but I'm letting you do it for me. Thank you.
If you guys win, you get an eggnog shower. Have you thought about the eggnog shower, and what would it mean to each you guys to get eggnog all over yourselves?
I'm allergic to eggs, so Dan Villari's taking a NIL deal where he'll get the NIL deal and they'll do something with him. I think Myers Creek already said they would love for him to be the guy to do it. So I'm allergic to eggs, but I definitely would love to be able to pour the eggnog on Dan if I could.
Coach, it's your turn, Coach.
I'm sorry, sir. It's something I haven't even thought about. I haven't thought about that. And if it happens, God's will, all glory to him.
Okay.
All glory to him.
A couple more. Bernie Wilson, AP. Right over. They're coming right now, Bern.
Pete, two questions, if I could. First,
Yes, sir.
how many of your portal guys are going to suit up?
You know, I'm sorry, I can't give you the exact number. I know because there's been so much in the press, and when Coach Dickert resigned, we both, Amico and I, sat down and said anybody after December 18th that entered the portal was able to play. I can't give you the exact number of who's all in, but obviously the players that left before December 18th, they won't be here. They won't be playing. So the guys, I can't give you that exact number, sir, but I know we came here with 98 guys, and that's who we're going to show up on the field with.
And then a second question, how different will the Cougars be tomorrow night compared to the Cougar team that we saw down here beating San Diego State in late October?
How different? That's a really good question to ask. I think you're going to see a different team than you saw at San Diego State the first time. I think you're going to see a team that's going to be playing with a lot of energy, a lot of excitement, and playing with a lot of love together as one. That's what I believe you're going to see.
Okay, a couple more questions. Go ahead, right there.
Hi, Coach Brown. Sydney Chan with Newhouse Sports Media. Obviously, you've established a disciplined culture on your team, but also you've engaged in your guys and doing a lot of community service and having a lot of fun. What does coming to the Holiday Bowl and getting to go to SeaWorld and things like that and doing that bonding help contribute to your success on the field?
I think it helps a lot. We've been doing that the entire year. That's the importance of it. I think in life, you have to be comfortable and understanding and knowing that you need to seek, save, and serve. So just first and foremost, we want to always be able to help. You want to be that hand. I don't know if I could be that voice that could change somebody's mindset for the rest of their lives. So that's important to us, and it's been fun here being together. I mean, honestly, I like practice, but like everything else been straight. My wife is here, my kids, all the other coaches' wives and kids. We don't usually get to like see them right afterwards, so you try to structure everything so that way we can still have an opportunity of, getting some time with them, and then we get to do a lot of things together. Not just as just a football team, but we get to do it with our families and then with our players' families. We had a nice little dinner last night with everyone together for Christmas night, so it was cool to be able to do that because there's a lot of players who are here whose families aren't here. So we wanted to make sure that everybody got to be around each other because we're that extended family for all of us being together. And that's from our AD all the way down. Like everyone's there, everyone's together, we're all in on the same page, and we just kind of do it that way. And if you understand and know our chancellor and you know what Syracuse is about, then you would understand that we're a tight-knit family up there. Everyone sticks together. We wear our heart on our sleeves so you know how we feel. And it's important that we spend time together, and it's important that we help others. We want to bring the bottom of the hill and the top of the hill. We want to make sure that everyone understands each other, so we kind of forcing and bringing that thing together.
Thank you so much.
Okay, one last question. Last question. Chris, you've asked a couple. I'll give you one more really short, and then you get one, and then we're done. And we'll do coaches here with photos with the trophy, and then we'll get them going to practice. Real short, Chris.
I'll try to be short,
Okay.
Rick. I appreciate you. Fran, you mentioned the NCAA might be on a little bit of a break. How difficult is the uncertainty for you in terms of like roster building, and is that impacting your off season?
No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm focused, man. I'm focused on this game. They're not wearing these red jackets for this game not to be legit. We're focused on the game. We want to go out and have a good game. We have an opportunity of winning 10 games, which means you're starting to become a successful program, right? Right now, and our players haven't had a chance of winning a bowl game. So there's a lot of things that are on the line for us to really be able to build our program and being able to move forward. And we're also go against we're versing a prestigious program who has a lot to come together. See, a lot of people think the portal and they had all this stuff going on and things of that nature where, oh, this isn't gonna go that way. You listen to them talk and I hear everything, and I've been saying those guys are gonna come together closer, because usually you say everyone that's not with us, let's circle the wagon, and now it's about us. We're gonna do this together. We're doing this for us. This is for us. This is for us. Same thing we're doing. We're on the same page. We're making sure we do this for us. This is for our university. So I think you'll see probably one of the better bowl games of the year with us playing against each other, because you got two coaches that's not soft. So we're ready to go out there and compete. So it's important that we focus on trying to get a 10th win against a good opponent.
Last question.
Yeah, hey. Aiden,
What's your affiliation?
Aiden Stepansky from the Daily Orange. For Coach Brown, a few guys on the team last year had to go through a Boca Raton Bowl loss that was 45-0.
Yeah, I ain't trying to talk about that bowl game, man. Yeah. That was one of the worst days of my life. I said, what the hell did I do?
Just how important is it for you and for the guys on the team to kind of end on a good note after some of them went through that bowl?
This is the start of our 2025 season. We're just trying to focus on this game. I'm not thinking about last year's game. I'm thinking about today and being able to go focus on the walk. I mean, you've been listening to me all year, right? We daily, we just do the same thing over and over and over. So, I don't really, why would I be thinking about the last year Boca Raton Bowl when I wasn't even a coach? I just took the job. So that wasn't my team yet, It became my team as soon as that clock hit 0. Then I had to focus on being able to do those things. But we're focused on today, right now, and they're back there doing some things, and I can't be there because I'm here answering these questions. So I just love practice, man. I love practice.
Okay, last question, Coug fan, and then we're done, okay? You better be good. You should be tiny question. Let's go.
This is to Coach Brown. I keep hearing prestigious university in terms of Washington State.
Yeah.
They were obviously left out of the P4 conversation. I mean, do you agree with that? I mean, what were your thoughts on Oregon State?
From what I watched on film, from what I saw, that team that I saw was really, really good. I have to watch, and I know different guys went, but I also go and I look at all of the pieces who were replacing. Those guys played all year. Outside of seeing a quarterback, I had to go do other things for it, but everyone else was getting time. Everyone else was playing. They did a really good job of rotating. So it's not like we're going to play this team that they're not together. And you can listen to the coach, and I got a chance to just meet some of the other coaches. And then I just go back to history, right? Washington has been known to be a great program for a long time, not just over this year or the past years. This was before the previous coach even became the coach. They've been doing a good job, and I just respect history. I respect football. You come to the West Coast, I believe that there's good football, right? Cal, great football team. You go out there, get to see them. UNLV did a heck of a job out there. San Diego State maybe not be having the best year right now, but they're a good team. USC is usually doing extremely good job. UCLA. So when you come out to the West Coast, we have to understand and know that there is good football out here. They have the opportunity. So when we get a chance to go across the country to play against another team, we want to make sure that we come and have our best foot forward, because we know everyone will be watching out here, because it's like an East Coast, West Coast thing, right?